What's going on, everybody? It's Phil Carnage here with the first ever Madden 21 rebuild here on the channel. I've decided our first rebuild team will be the New York Jets, starting out at a base overall of 77 with a 75 overall offense and that 80 overall defense. All right, here we are, week one. Give a good overview of the. Actually, before we get all of that, we'll show you guys, the sliders, which are brought to you by T-Dog. He's very respectable here in the Madden community with his sliders to optimize, progression throughout the entire league. If I remember correctly, he does multiple 20-some year rebuilds multiple times throughout the year, and he will adjust his sliders throughout as well to get that more realistic feel for progression. So I mean, as you see, you got some higher than others. Others, say that base 100. There's that. Back into getting into the lineup. So we got Sam Darnold as our quarterback, with Mr. Elite quarterback, as some people say, Joe Flacco. We got Jamison Crowder as your number one, Chris Hogan, who has now played for every team in the AFC East, sitting at number two. But you see, we want to get Perriman up there, and we want to get Mims coming in at the slot. Le'Veon Bell, he is 28, star dev. Is 3 years left on his contract, I believe. So hopefully he can continue to develop, get back to the Le'Veon Bell everyone once knew in Pittsburgh. Offensive line needs some work. Griffin, he's 30. We need to go and get Herndon involved. Hopefully he can develop nicely for us here. And we got one hidden dev, which is
this player's development trait is hidden. Put this player.
I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Becton, 21, out of Louisville, left tackle, solid left tackle. Hopefully we can get him into the low to mid 80s, and hopefully he'll develop into a solid left tackle for us. We'll find out later on in the year what his hidden dev is. Looking at the defense, not as much star power. Snacks Harrison getting up there in age, 31. Even the backup, McLendon, 34. So we're definitely going to have to look at replacing our D1, D2. Mosley, Williamson, they're up there high 20s. McDougal got brought in with the trade for Jamal Adams. Other than that, I mean, it's not a terrible defense, just it needs a lot of work for the long haul. But that being said, let's get into this. All right, here we are sitting at the halfway point at the bye week, currently sitting at 5-4, third place in the division, behind the Bills, Patriots. There's some players to negotiate. See
these
where
players are on the last year of their contract.
Avery Williamson, 4-year, they put him at 32. 20, maybe bring that down 5-6, offer him 39 for 4. All right, so come back to that. This year on a 1-year, We can bring that. Mr. Mays put him at 31, 82 star. We wanna keep him. We can. All right, we got him. Pool's been pretty solid for us for you. We can bring him 21. That's not too hateful. 7 million a year. And of course, he wants more money. We're gonna let him go. Frank's gone. Dougal, I'll let him. We'll look at Perriman, see how he does stat wise. 77, solid overall, great speed. Jenkins, we're gonna let Snacks go. Flacco's gone. Alright, so we will definitely come back for Avery and Brian Poole, and we're going to look to see at the stats for Perriman, see how he's doing. We did have one player of the week, our week one loss to Patriots, I believe. Sam Darnold balled out. 23-45, not great completion percentage, but 358, 3 touchdowns, 1 sack, 4 carries for 19 yards. He is currently 11th in passing. Not terrible numbers. I would like to see yardage up more, but that 19-5, pretty solid. Completion percentage is horrible. We did have one dev tree option for Denzel Mims. Unfortunately, he did not get it. Le'Veon 147 and 7. 3. Frank Gore has been putting in work, getting those touchdowns. All right, Perriman's he's making a case. 660 and 6. Crowder 520 and 5. Even Mims is putting in work at 5 for 2. All right, and we're back with a 6-10 record, coming in 3rd place in the division. Check the season ending stats. Sam Darnold did break 4,000, 20th in passing, 33 and 9. I can live with that. He did bring up his completion percentage. Overall, not a terrible year. Looking at the receivers that he had, rushing, we did have Le'Veon Bell go, 11 and 7. Frank Gore put in 3 and 7. Darnold did put it, 200 yards on the ground, so 4,200 yards receiving. Mims and Perriman putting up 900. Mims 9 and 2. Perriman 9 and 9. Crowder 8 and 10, and Herden came in at 8 and 9. Le'Veon Bell did tack in almost 400 extra yardage, putting him but 1,500 all-purpose yards. Blocking defense, CJ Mosley balled out, 120 tackles, 10 TFLs, with 6 sacks. Snacks finished with 9. Alright, sacks, I can take the sacks. Being where they're at. Interceptions. Alright, Pierre Desir, coming at 5, Mosley with 3. I would like to see interceptions up a little more. We finished with the 20th overall offense, 22nd defense. Looking at awards, yearly awards, Josh Allen was our MVP, with LaFleur taking the Coach of the Year AFC Awards, Josh Allen. Best quarterback, Darnold coming in at 5. North Kinney, CJ Mosley coming in at 2nd. All right, we got best quarterback going Phillip Rivers, Marlon Mack, Zach Pascal. Didn't even get any receiver, offensive line, nothing. D-line. Snacks coming in at number 10. Linebacker Mosley at number 2. Best D-back, we got this year coming in at number 4. And Tyler Bass, the best kicker. And looking at dev traits.
This is the last opportunity to re-sign your players or they'll become free agents.
Looking at negotiations, we did. Cole did want more money, so we have to re-grab him. I want to say it was what? Bonus a little bit. Solid. Bring him in till. Sure, let's leave that there. Let's drop him to 2, see if he signs. If he doesn't, all right, cool. We're going to walk from him. He's going to test out free agency, asshole. We got everything else that we wanted. Doxson played solid. We're going to let him walk, let the younger guys take over.
All combine stats, such as the 40-yard dash, are now available in scouting.
That's all we're going to do here in free agency. Jump to the draft.
Welcome to Draft Week. All the effort you spent.
First rebuild. Always like to go see where everybody went. Aaron Jones signed with the Washington football team. Alvin Kamara is now a Colt. Philip Lindsay a Giant. Marcus Williams went to the Ravens. Keanu Neal's a Bengal. Snacks went to New England. Let's see, Cohen to the Cardinals. Zach Pascal to the Raiders. Phil Dorsett to the Washington football team. Jordan Reed, Bengals. Looking around, seeing more big names. Alex Mack to the Dolphins. Everson Griffin to Dallas as in real life. All right, Cameron Winslow, mid first round projection. He did get a early first round grade. First 40, first broad, third and 3 cones, second in 20-yard shuttle and bench press. So we need to solidify that defensive tackle spot, bring in some young blood, get that front 3 popping again. So we're going to take Cameron Winslow with the 6th overall pick in the 2021 draft.
The Raiders are now on the clock.
There you go, Cameron Winslow, ranked number 1 in true talent, a 78 overall normal dev. And with the number 19 pick in the 2021 draft, we're going to take right outside linebacker Parker Poole out of Penn State. He skipped the combine for unknown reasons. Graded as a first-round pick.
The Colts are now on
And
the
we
clock.
reach number 29 in true value. We drafted him at number 1971 overall. And with our 3rd pick in the 2021 draft, we're going to take Darren Briggs, running back out of Alabama.
The Raiders are now on
Who
the
is
clock.
number 8 in true value. We got him at number 38. 75 overall. He'll be a great successor to Le'Veon Bell. All right, draft recap. For the 2021 NFL Draft, we got the number 1 pick in the draft, Cameron Winslow, coming in at 78 overall. Overall, not a bad draft. 78, 71, 75, 70, 72, 67, and then after that, I simmed out the rest until the 7th round. Took Cal Reed out of USC. He was the biggest kicker available. Number 75 in true talent. 68 overall. The lineup, we have one up in the overall by 1 point. We do have Becton. Came out as a superstar dev trait, solid pickup by them from the 2019 draft. Looking at it, hopefully big things for the number 1 prospect in the 2020 draft, Mr. Winslow, coming in 78 overall. Perfect fit for the to fill the center of that D-line. Well, we did bring in Bowser from free agency and Poole drafted. So here we are. Let's get into this. Here we are. We have an early bye week. Week 4, sitting at 1-2. Not looking good for the Jets right now, but only 1 game behind the division as the other 3 divisional opponents sit at 2-1. Looking at contracts coming up, Jameson Crowder has been pretty solid. $25 million over 3 isn't a bad deal. Pierre wants a 1 year. We'll try to get him locked up. Work on building. And then Sam Darnold wants a 4 year, bring him to 25. 77 isn't a terrible contract. Most likely we're going to sign him depending on how he is. If not, we'll look at possibly sending him out for a trade or look into the draft. Of course, we're going to sign Herndon, bring him back. He's been a solid tight end for us. Well, there you have it, folks. Year 2, the 9-7 Jets make the wild card. And we win the division. So, things are looking up. Sam Darnold, looking pretty solid. So let's do a quick little update. Players. We didn't have any dev trait scenarios throughout the season. We are now a 82 overall. Looking at it, still nothing. Nobody's run up any dev traits from looking at it. Defense, still nothing. Winslow is now 82 overall. No D tackle. He's progressing very, very nicely. After this game, and we got a snow game. Kansas City got the ball first, and they're driving. Then we take the early 3-0 lead versus the Jets, and they go and they score down 4. Ooh, easy, quick touchdown for the Chiefs. Oop. Looks like we should have never even made it. Laughing stock of the NFL right now for you making the playoffs, taking that spot. Oh, some late, miracle happening here. And we tied it up. Let's go. Chiefs got the ball. They're driving. 2:40 left in the game. Down the field goal, 41-38. Can Sam bring the team back? And they tied it up 41-41. Oh, and that looks like it's going to be the ball game 44-41 unless something magical happens. And we are in the red zone. Let's see, can Sam do it? And they scored. The New York Jets have scored on one of the last plays of the game to take the wild card victory over the Kansas City Chiefs in a very, very high scoring game, 48-44. All right, since the totally slipped my mind prior to that wild card round, let's take a look at the yearly winners. Jameis Winston wins the MVP. And we got nobody. Coach of the year. Adam Gase comes in at number 9. Zimmer, who is now with the Seahawks, wins it. Going AFC, you got Jameis Winston winning Offensive Player of the Year. Nobody defensive player. We got C.J. Mosley winning the Defensive Player of the Year. The award should be a depth trait. Go up to Superstar, I believe. Offensive Rookie Alex Cox. And we had Darren Briggs, our backup running back, coming in at number 3. Possibly a chance for a depth trait for him. Defensive, Juwan Hill from the Chiefs. We got Parker Poole, our left outside linebacker, I believe he is, coming in at 2, and Cameron Winslow at 4. Solid defensive draft there with number 2 and 4. Best quarterback Jameis, best running back Nick Chubb, wide receiver Odell, offensive line Quentin Nelson, J.J. Watt, C.J. Mosley best linebacker, Chris Harris comes best DB, and best kicker is Justin Tucker. Coming out, looking at the stats, Darnold did almost hit 4,100 yards, 29-16 touchdown interception. I would love to see those interceptions drop. Le'Veon Bell under 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Briggs putting in work for the touchdowns, 243 and 8. Receiving did not have a 1,000-yard receiver. Jamison Crowder 9 and 3. Perriman 9 and 4. Burden 8 and 10. Mims 750 and 5. Still, I would consider that more sophomore slump for Denzel Mims. Defense, C.J. Mosley was a tackling machine, piling 144 with 5 TFLs. Sacks, we had Quentin Williams, 8.5, Bowser, 4.5. Winslow came in at 4. Interceptions are down a lot compared to last year. Mosley and May tie in 3 apiece. In the divisional round, we got the Jets versus the Chargers. Turn the ball over. Going down 3-0 early in the first. So far, getting goose egg. Let's see, Darnold, can you bring it back? Have another little playoff MVP caliber run here. And it's not looking too good. Going down, being shut out 24-3 at halftime. And very good. Darnold's trying to bring in some magic. Down by 17 in the fourth. Down 10. And it looks like this is going to be the last ride for the 2021 playoffs, with the Chargers knocking us out of the divisional round. Score here again, it's over. And it is over. 34-24, the Chargers advance, the Jets go home. John Ross, bring him in lower, put a little bit on him, 73 points. Let's see how that turns out. Dallas Goedert, I'd love to have him, but I'm happy with Hurting. 4 point, same depth trait, only a 4 point difference. Also, offensive line, we're still struggling. Hopefully, we can pull something good in the draft. Help improve this offensive line. Overall, I think that's the only move that we're going to make. Free agency, we did get John Ross, so that'll be a big boost to our wide receiving core, who is getting older. Here we are in the 2022 draft at pick number 25. Draft Mitchell Newton, center out of Oklahoma. Got the number 9 true talent. We go to number 43. So far, not a bad draft. With our third round pick, we're going to take Landry Jones, cornerback from Washington State. Again, another solid pickup, number 29 in value. And entering year 3 of this 5 year. Didn't have any dev trade scenarios to help out, even with Briggs coming in there close to rookie of the year. And on defense, CJ Mosley being best linebacker, he didn't progress. I do think we did get a dev trade increase for Cole. I believe he went from normal to star. Increase his overall and help our defense out on that front 3. That way we can go and swap Mr. Poole over to be a left outside linebacker where he currently has a starting job. It also puts Bowser 1 point higher on the over. And here we are, halfway through year 3. We are bottom dwellers in the division, sitting at 2 and 5. So far, we haven't had any dev trade increase. Overall, has went up by 2. We have seen solid progression from Becton. Our offensive line has been slowly back together, hurting. Pretty solid for him. Still slowly getting up there. We'll put him down in the slot. Let John Ross eat a little more, help the team out. Defensively, which for Browser has been 2 overall, as he continues to grow. Affect his craft now as right end with halfway through negotiations at the time. Let's see, we got Le'Veon Bell, wants 2 years, 9.3. We'll come back on him, see how he's grown pretty solid. We'll take the 2-year deal if he'll take it. That'll lock him. And of course, Austin been bad. He's more occasional. 26 to 77. He has the chance to hit that 80. Sign him 2-year deal. And he wants more money too. Blake Cashman never have too much depth. We'll lock him in for Final Four. Put him at 30. And he wants more money. Josh Allen. Yeah, so we'll come back here towards the end. Try to finalize some of these contracts for guys that want more money. And here we are at the end of year 3, finishing at 7 and 9, third place in the. We did go back and lock up some of those guys that we talked about earlier. Didn't any dev traits that I saw. Line has been improving. Still need help right and left guard. Le'Veon Bell, we are going to block this season. Defense, solid year for everybody. Great development growth. It's coming along. I like to see a little more gold. See some right up here. Really. Oh, for individual stats, Sam Darnold had a breakout year. 4,346, 39 touchdowns, 12 touchdowns, just under 1,000, 11 touchdowns. Really made it harder to decide to let him walk. Griggs still coming in solid backup. I think he'll be able to really make a solid push once he gets in there at that starting position. Receivers, well, and John Ross was fantastic. Almost 4 guys over 1,000, almost 1,000 yards all over. John Ross almost 1,007, 957 for Crowder, 955. Herndon 936. Defense, DJ Mosley, Adams, Quincy Wilson as a corner really stepped up. CJ 10 TLs, sacks. Tyus Bowser, that from outside linebacker, who really boosted his skill out there on the field. 7.5 reception. Quincy Williams 4, still down, but it's making progress. Yearly awards, Patrick Combs is your MVP. Head coach of the year for right. AFC, we got Mahomes, offensive player of the year. Defensive player Kenneth Murray. Offensive Ben Low. Defensive rookie Chauncey Hall. Nice. Nice. Best quarterback was Jameis. Best running back Joe Mixon. Best receiver Tyreek Hill. Nobody. All just under 1,000 yards. Best offensive. Also, defensive. Bengal. Alright, that's weird. TJ Watt. Watt brothers there. D-line. Linebacker. Best defensive back. Wallace. And you got Wilson all the way at 5. Alright, Madden's broken for the best kicker is Tyler Bass. Alright, looking at the dev traits, we did have 2. We have Patrick Poole is now 77 overall superstar. Still 24 from Penn State. Going to continue to develop greatly. And Bowser, that move really did him well coming in. 81 superstar. Grip specialist. Alright. In this year's free agency period, we do have the money, but gonna save some of the signings. I am gonna go and make a play for Taylor Brown to improve our safety position by 5 points and a dev trait. So stay tuned, we'll find out. And of course, we had the greatest offer for him, and he decided to buy. We get a couple options here for the number 9 pick in the draft. We can go running back, projected 3rd round. We can go left guard, which our guard does need some assistance, or right guard, which we definitely. Let's see, he's projected mid-second. We're going to throw a waiver. We're just going to go BPA. I think Tyron Bennett, who is our reach at 25 over 25 true talent. We drafted him at here in the second round. We're going to take Ron Silver's halfback out of USC to complement our running back room now that Le'Veon Bell has departed for free agency. 73 overall, he's number 19. And our third round draft pick, we got Christopher Buchanan, 6'5", 295 defensive tackle out of Georgia, the 15th true talent player. We got him at number 73 with a hidden depth. Great to see. Here we are entering year 4 of this 5-year rebuild. Overall offense 83, defense 81, coming over with 82 overall. Team looks the same, minus Le'Veon Bell. Still decent improvement on the offensive line, right guard, left guard, still the same. John Ross is now taking over the number 1 spot. Jamison Crowder to 2. With Denzel Mims as the slot receiver. Defense still the same. Bowser now switched over to the left end. Quincy Williams went back to his normal position. Not Quincy Williams. Quinnen Williams. We got Buchanan, who is coming in backup defensive tackle at 75 hidden depth. Be nice to figure out what his dev tree. Depending on that, we may switch into a 4-3 in the final year of the rebuild. Here we are at the halfway point. Week 6 team is absolutely horrible. 1-4. The only good thing is we're not last. The Patriots are currently sitting 0-5. The week 6 mark. Sam Darnold still almost barely breaking 500 touchdown to interception ratio at 9-6, 1,258 rushing. Aaron Briggs has 233, 1 touchdown. Our rookie Silvers has a touchdown. Receiving Crowder still doing his thing. 387-4. Mims 250-3. Defense, Mosley still leading the way. So we got some contracts here. Obviously, we're going to lock up Becton. Keep him here for the full 5 years. And he wants more money, but of course, we're going to come back and work big man. Williams jumps you up to the 5. Off a better salary, alright, you're going to get paid too. Bowser, solid, we can keep him the remaining. Mims, work in progress. There's 12 million, 4 million a year. He wants more money. Obviously, we're going to have to let Locke, Perriman look. Yeah. It's going to be a big hit. We're definitely going to come back for these two. We'll see how Ross does at the end of the year. Bowser and Mims. Definitely going to bring them. And we'll make a decision on whether or not to bring back Mosley for the final year. Here we are at the end of year 4. We finished second in the division at 7-8. Stats for the year. Sam Darnold coming in third with 45, 130 and 19. Still like to get those interceptions down. He must have been seeing some ghost again. Briggs, drop in production compared to having Le'Veon. 8-6. Darnold also threw in another 2-2. 47 total. Jameson Crowder had a big year, 13 and 12. Denzel Mims, solid season, 9 and 8. Jordan 8 and 4. John Ross had a down year, 8 and 2. Briggs also combining for another 400 yards, so 1,200 all-purpose. Defense, C.J. Mosley had a down year in tackles, but still a solid season. 5 TFLs. Quinn Williams, Winslow, Bowser, all led the team. Sacks. Winslow 10.5, Bowser at 9. Interceptions. C.J. Mosley had 5, had a solid year. Good. Put him in the running for best linebacker once again. Philly awards, we got Doug Spencer of the Bears winning the MVP. Coach of the Year, Mike Zimmer. AFC, we got Patrick Mahomes taking Offensive Player of the Year. Jalen Hurts is and Sam Darnold coming in 10. Defensive Player of the Year, you got Miles Jack. C.J. Mosley came in second. Offensive Rookie Steven Rose. We got Silvers coming in at number 4. Defense, Henry Horton. Quarterback went to Holmes. Running back, Josh Jacobs. Bell was best receiver. O-line, Stanley. D-line, Garrett. Winslow there at 4. Linebacker, Jack, and then Mosley. Feedback, nothing. Individual, haven't really. Fantastic. There we go. Let's get into the final year. Alright, so we did put in a bid for C.J. Mosley and interested in coming back, and we also put in for Quincy Wilson, who doesn't want to play. We're going to let Ross walk. Just not enough production. We're going to jump in here to the off-season. Free agency hit, and this being the final year, we're trying to make a splash, bringing Justin Jefferson, Will Hernandez, T. Higgins, Quincy Wilson, trying to bring him back, along with Kevin Kings, Jacob Phillips, Trayvon Diggs, and we need a solid veteran backup for Mr. Sam Darnold. So we're going to look at bringing in Stafford, who is he could be that extra push that Darnold needs to get over the hump. All right, we got a majority of guys. Will Hernandez rejected the offers. T. Higgins, Justin Jefferson decided to go elsewhere. King, Phillips, Wilson decided to come back, and we got Matthew Stafford. All right, here we are in the 5th and final season of this rebuild. Team has progressed decent, I guess. Starting off at a 77, if I remember correctly, now an 83. Looking at the team, we got Darnold still. Mims, we did have Crowder go up to superstar at one point. So we're going to be rocking Mims, Higgins, Crowder in the slot with KJ Hamler as well, who we did pick up in free agency. Then here we got Redmond, who we drafted, stud, hitting Devontae, outside linebacker. Buchanan came out as a star. He'll continue to develop nicely. Yeah, so there we have it. Let's dive right in. And here we are at the halfway point through the season, almost in our normal position at bottom door the AFC East. Currently sitting at number 3 in the division. Our team's growing solid. We did have one dev trade opportunity for T. Higgins, which he did not complete. Team is now a 85 overall. Checking me. So Darnold Everything still looks the same. Still working on that depth chart for Redmond. 70 growing nicely. Might actually switch him. You know what? Switch him in the middle linebacker. Hopefully, this is the final year. Let's do it right. Got him there. Continue to build him. So, checking out the mid-season stats. Sam Darnold sitting 1,900 yards. 14-7, not terrible, not as normal. Briggs, slight down year yards per carry, but almost 402. Silver still putting them work on the touchdowns receiving wise. Mims, Crowder, and Higgins all over that 400. Mims 470 and 5. Crowder 430 and 0. Higgins 425 and 4. Burden's still doing what he does. Let's keep grinding this and get to this last portion of this 5-year rebuild. Alright, there we have it. And for this final portion of this rebuild, we finished 5-11, bottom dwellers in the AFC East once again. Season stats: Sam Darnold out at 4,000, 31-13. Not probably one of his better seasons with us this year. Rushing, Darren Briggs 870 and 9, Silver 230 and 6. Receiving, Mims finally had that 1,000 yard, 1,006. Higgins 887, Crowder 870 and 5, Herndon 830 and 7. Ultimately, Herndon has been extremely consistent for us. Defense, tackles way down after the loss of Marcus May 88, Cashman, who's a backup middle linebacker, finished for 85. For the most part, D-line and wouldn't work for the TFLs. Sacks, Bowser, Wilson. Decent numbers. I'd like to see more sacks from Winslow. Defensive, interceptions, horrible. Defense, played horrible. They were the 25th overall offense and 60. Finish out the yearly awards. We got Cam Newton is your MVP. Coach Demetrius Turner, who is the successor for Andy. Jameis was your offensive player of the year. Defensive, Myles Garrett. Offensive, Cliff Hubbard. Now we had no individual awards. So through 5 seasons, not a very successful rebuild, especially ending 5-11, 5 years. We've had one winning season, that was for 2, which led us to the division round of the playoffs. That's it for this one. Goalies next week. Get the next episode out for this series. Leave comments down below. Let me know what you think I could improve on. Like I said, first rebuild throughout that I've ever done. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you do, click that subscribe button. We'll catch you next time. Billy out.